So to read out competitors in this men's C 3,000 metres, third of 21 events for this evening. In lane 1 we have Kevin Zoe from Glen Huntly. With hip number 2, Jared Zukowski from Maccabee. Hip number 3, Bart Leeton from Old Scotch. Number 4, Damien Bruno from Athletics Essendon. Number 5, Merlin Gammon Invitational. Number 6, Matthew Patton from Knox. Number 7, Daniel Smee Invitational. Number 8, Harrison Boyd, another Bendigo athlete. Yep. It's unreal to see how many are making the journey down. Hip number 9, Joji Mori from Richmond. Number 10, Stephen Van Rees from Bendigo. Number 11, Murray Lovas from Box Hill, home track hero. Number 12, Michael Johnson from Richmond. Number 13, Thomas Little, Invitational. Number 14, Andrew Lego, Invitational. And once again, we have Liam Werrett just doing a bit of a training session out there tonight, pacing his third race in a row. And also Ross Thomas from Box Hill doing a pacing job for us as well.
Yeah, it can be a good session, getting a few of these races, and the way it's constructed tonight, that the races are getting quicker and quicker, so as they're going through, their lap pace just has to improve. So it can prove to be a very, very worthwhile training session for a middle distance runner or distance runner.
And it's always good to do that pacing job as well if you're capable and got the time to just give back to the athletes. Everyone loves a race set up for them, and paces just help take the pressure off so much if you're at the pointy end of one of these packs.
Yep. So one of the Melbourne pack runners there, and that is Andrew Lego. He's sort of prominent early.
So we have a couple of these athletes that are around that 9:05 seed mark. 9:10, 9:13, 9:15 is kind of the upper end, and then it goes all the way down to a 9:35. So the athletes, as we can see, there is quite a long train being formed early on in this race. But at the top end, will they be nudging? They could even be nudging that 9-minute mark if they're on tonight.
We'll know on the first lap, Michael, because if it's going through in around 72 seconds, we know what the paces have been told to do. So just as they go through now, they're well in advance of that. This is a sub-9 race being set up for them.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And we've got Bart Leeton in the field. A smaller figure, hard to miss. And this one has got the heart of a tank.
I love watching Bart Leeton run. He's been one of these athletes who has been running through a school system for years and years. Got a dad and a brother that run as well. And it is unreal seeing Bart out on the track, especially at the Miles Clubs, where he's often sticking it to the guys who are much bigger and older than him as well.
Yeah, well, broke a Victorian State record in the first Miles Club of this season. There might be a record attempt on tonight as well. I wouldn't be surprised if Bart knows what he has to do there, and we'll see if we can get some intel on that.
Now, is the younger brother Bart, is he? Or
yes,
is Freddie's the older?
The older, and you have David Leeton, the dad, who also competes for Old Scotch as well. So a whole family affair there. But having to do a bit of work going out wide, though, I reckon he should be just trying to tuck in and relax in these early stages, because the pace is pretty decent.
That's on. I believe that's Matthew Patton, who is the athlete from Knox, who is settling in between the two pacemakers.
Yep.
Unconventional, but do what you got to do.
Yeah, now in that position, they dropped the pace a little bit on that lap. So they're going back to into the 950s. They were well in excess of that on lap 1, so a little bit of excitement there. But this is probably what they need to do now in this mid-stage of the race. Just settle in, set a good pattern, good steady rhythm. You see Bruno, very experienced runner there. He's starting to move his way. I think Damien's been doing a fair bit of triathlon as well. I think he's been in 2-time Juice Series.
Oh, unreal. Got that strength he's carrying through.
And another one of our Bendigo runners there, Van Rees, looking good just to the outside.
So 72-second laps is what we still got to keep our eye on, which makes our last or our next milestone of 3:36. So it is hard to take your eyes off the smaller figure of Leeton sitting in fourth in the race right now. Patton is the other higher seeded athlete. He is just sitting behind the paces in the blue Knox uniform and 3:36, but the pace is just slipping ever so slightly.
Yeah. But it could be similar to the previous race. We might see a really nice kick down of a few who've got a bit of petrol in the tank. And I wouldn't be surprised with that. I think there's a few. Look at Van Rees. He's looking really solid there. I think Lego's just starting to drift back a little bit at the moment. Bruno's just behind him. But certainly Barton Leeton is one of the players in this field at the moment. You just look at that, just the way he moves. It's a nice free movement. Just trying to keep contact. Surges again just to get back on to Patton.
And Bruno's kind of wanting to bridge that gap up to the next pack. He doesn't want to let them get away too easily.
Harrison Boyd's making a little good move there as well. He's going up on the side of Bruno.
And it's interesting if you sort of know the little stories within the race as well. Bruno, his seed time that he's got down is a 9:10, which he's actually perfectly paced to that right now. He's the experienced racer he is. He's put himself in a great position. Probably just wishes that he had someone to sit on right now. So 4:48 is the number that we're looking for, and they once again are just under or hit that magic number for that 9-minute 3K.
I'd be surprised if we saw Harrison Boyd trying to bridge that gap at some stage. He looks pretty comfortable off the back of Bruno, and he's got to make that decision or that choice. Does he try to push forward? And maybe we see that after he hits the 2K mark. So you can see Leeton once again going quite wide, but he has to. He wants to get back onto that pacer. He's the one who's making the moves.
Definitely, and these are our top 3 seeded athletes who are taking it up to the pacer and really doing everything that they can to score some big PBs tonight.
Yeah. They're still right on that 9-minute mark, just a shade under. So that was 2:23, I think, for that previous 800, getting them back to here.
Yeah, Merlin Gammon is the other one that we haven't mentioned tonight, but he is sitting on the back of that second pack there in the red singlet, in the invitational athlete. Does even look like he might be donning some footy shorts as well with a very footy-esque hairstyle. Yep. So it's surprised we haven't picked up on that earlier in the race. It's a bit hard to take your eyes off as well. As the pacemaker in Liam Where it just steps off the track, taking him through in just under 6 minutes, setting him up very, very nicely for a sub-9 3K. And what an exciting milestone to nail. So the 13-year-old Bart Leeton, followed by Matthew Patton from Knox and Stephen Van Rees from Bendigo University are our top 3. 2 laps to go. They're right on pace for that 9-minute 3K.
Van Rees making or half decision there, then went back again, and that sometimes can be a bit of a mistake. You know, you get that concept, oh, I can't pass on the bend, and to me that's just rubbish. If the body says go, you go.
Maybe it's not passing on the bend. I think what they're doing now is racing in height order.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got that in his head.
Well, they certainly are that, because the taller figure of Van Rees was sitting third, but now he takes that second position. That was a good move. And now he's in position to start to bridge that gap towards Leeton. And that would be good for Bart, knowing there's footsteps coming at him. And if I was Rees, I'd go straight past. So 600 out.
Still on that pace. Patton just dropping off. Van Rees just nipping at the heels of Leeton. But how much quicker does Leeton look just with those small, quick legs?
And as we know, he really battles on hard over the last 400 metres. He does have a big heart, so I wouldn't be surprised if challenged, he'll just take it up another gear.
And he is being challenged right now as Van Rees gets up on the shoulder of Bart, as Bart just looks up and across. And says, what are you doing? He might just say, all right, pass me, I'll get up on your heels for a couple hundred metres. But Rees passes with gusto.
They're still on those 72s. So if we can see a little kick down here, and I think Bart can do it, we're going to see a sub-9 minute.
Absolutely. And don't forget about Patton as well. He's he's sort of been losing that lead from Leeton and Van Rees.
Beautifully.
Absolutely. He can still hold on with a fast last 200, 300 and chase that sub-9 like the other boys. Van Rees, you called it early, Tim. He's timed this perfectly. Bart Leeton doing all he can to close quickly. Sub-9 still within his grasp. Further back in the field, Bruno's still running a strong race.
So we need that 36-second last 200 for Bart Leeton. I think Rees is going to get the sub-9 here for sure. Patton is coming back again. This is a very impressive run by Patton. He could have been dropped, but he's coming in strong. Can Bart Leeton just pull it up one more notch?
What an exciting race so far as Steve Van Rees enters the straight. Patton getting up on the heels and passing Bart Leeton with gusto. Van Rees charging towards the finish line in a sub-9 minute 3K. Patton almost chasing him on line, and sub-9 for the 3 athletes out the front. Unreal. Harrison Boyd, 9:06. Damien Bruno, 9:07. Huge runs from them. Our invitational athlete in Gammon, that's right.
Yeah, Johnson, I think, was it Lovis in next position there, Murray? Great running out the front there.
Andrew Lego as well, 9:26. He entered a seed time of 9:35, the athlete from Melbourne Pack.
Daniel Smee also across the line there in the fluoro yellow.
Joji Mori, 9:36. The athlete from Maccabee in Jared Zawoski.
Next through there, 9:47. And Kevin Zhu rounds out the field in 9:50 in our men's C race. Great running for all the gentlemen there.
So according to Bart Leeton, that may be a record. So he's gone from a 9:12 PB, and we've got him, I reckon, what, 8:58 thereabouts?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 8:58, 8:59.
So that may well be record number 2 for the night.
It's 9:13. That's that's huge.
Yeah, so he's, as we're saying, people are going to chop big times tonight. This is what we expect. And Bart Leeton, and you know, how do you fault the running style, just the determination?